this again. We're going to do a review of some of the stuff that I recently bought off Amazon. You know, it's all from China, so the quality is always in question, although the quality most of the time is pretty good, I've found. And the selection, of course, is much better than what you can get in, say, West Marine at a fraction of the cost. So sometimes you end up just going to China on Amazon and buying these things. So some of it I'm very happy with. Most of it I'm very happy with. This one is actually a LED, advanced LED, 7-inch nav LED dome light. Operates on 10 to 15 volts. Very low current draw, and we'll see what we get here. 50,000 hour life. 120 lumens on white, 45 on red, I'm sure is what that means. There is the product code. I don't know if you can see that. But anyways, let's power this thing up. Let me show it to you first. So here it is. Let me move this light over here. And the ones I have in there now look exactly the same. They're the same size, but they're old school, and they have the, you know, the push and turn automotive light in there. And the light is very weak. It's a single source filament, so they cast a lot of shadows in the boat. It's a real pain in the butt. The lights are always dimming because, you know, there's always corrosion in that kind of socket when it gets real old. And if you tap on it, then the light goes brighter again because you're kind of knocking the connection around and increasing the connection. So even the ones that are on there now, the previous owner had put in push and turn LEDs, but even those aren't very good. It is very dim. It's not a very good quality. You know, I don't know where he got those LED bulbs from, but they're very poor quality. So hoping this one will be much better. Let's power this up and see what's going on here. Okay, we'll turn on our power supply. And it's a 3-position switch. That's the red. Hopefully you can see that. Let me turn this off. Okay. And then there's the white. And it's very bright. I wouldn't say very bright, but I think it's all of whatever it said, 120 lumens or so. And of course it has all the bulbs, you know, probably has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7, probably about 30, 25 to 30 individual LEDs in there. So it's like a very diffuse light. Should cast much less shadows, especially since I have 4 of these at all 4 corners of the salon. Should be much better lighting than what's in there, and much more reliable. And of course I'll now have the red lighting, which I did not have before. Now, one thing I did notice is it doesn't say dimmable on the package, but you can dim it. Let me do this. It does dim significantly, as you can see. Now, I don't know if dimming it, I'm down to 7 volts there, and there's not much light coming off. So it starts to light off right around 7.6 volts. Gets pretty bright at around 10, and you know, it is voltage dependent. So at 12.5 volts, it's pulling 0.09 amps. So you know, that's pretty low. That's about what, 1 watt roughly. So for all you sailors out there that run on battery power, I think this should be a pretty good light. And I got 4 of these. And this light was, it's not super cheap. I'd say it's about, I think I'll put links on this stuff, but I think I paid $35 or $32 for this light. But the quality, at least on initial inspection, appears to be there to justify that price. So, you know, I got 4 of these, so it's over $100 in lights, which if they last years, which I expect them to, then that's money well spent. I don't have any problem with that. So let's go check out the next one. Next one is this one, which let's show the package here. This is a sconce light. Again, this one is it upside down? No, it's good. this is a sconce light. I already installed 2 of these in the V-berth. And I got these because these are also red and white, but they're also dimmable through the switch right here. But they also have a USB port right there. So one on either side of the V-berth. You know, I'll put a little shelf on either side of the V-berth as well to hold phones or a tablet. But also, I want a USB port everywhere in the boat. So 2 in the V-berth. It's a pretty small V-berth, but 2 in the V-berth. I can run a tablet off one, or charge a phone, or run the tablet continuously charging it. But on the other one, you can get USB powered fans, and they're extremely cheap. I don't know how the quality is. They may only last a year, if that. I don't know. Maybe if you get a good one, a couple of years out of it. But they're so cheap. I have one on my desk. I think it was like $11, and it puts out good air, and it's even got a timer on it. You can go 1, 2, or 4 hours on it, or keep it on solid, and it's got 3 speeds. And on the highest speed, it's pretty darn good. I should bring it out here, plug it in, and then see what kind of power it draws through. For the fan plus light. But anyways, I'll just hook this up for now. On this one, the black is positive. So it should be off. Nope, it's on. Okay. So on this one also you have a switch right here that switches it from white to red. Okay, and then here this switch just turns it off and on, but then you hold the switch down and it goes bright, or whatever the opposite of the last direction it went. So hold it down again, it goes dim. The dimming on this doesn't have a wide range, but it's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty dim. It's hard for you to tell on camera, but it's pretty good, and it's fairly bright. Should be very good for V-berth, for reading or whatnot. And also the red light dims. So, and this one was also around $30. So now I have 3 of these. So I mean, we're already up to some money. I got 4 of these salon lights, 3 of these, 2 in the V-berth, and now I want 1 above my refrigerator, because right as you come in the boat, because that's where the catch-all is, all the keys and the phones and everything else. So I've already got 2 USB chargers right there, but I wanted another one right here. The USB charger. I wanted another one because USB. There's so many USB powered things these days. Gotta have it. So that's that one. Oh, this is pretty small. I mean, this is probably, the base of this is probably 4 inches. 3.5 to 4 inches. Let's shut this off. So, in some cases, it won't cover holes or whatever of your previous sconce lights that you may have installed. So they also sell this, which is just a trim ring. So this will mount in here, and then you have a trim ring. You'll have 2 screws, on either side, but it looks better than just holes in your fiberglass or wood or whatever. So that's another option if you need to go like 5.5 inches or so. Then we got this thing, which is a gooseneck light for the helm. I have a gooseneck light, but it is old school, and again, it has those push and turn, probably 1/2 watt incandescent bulb. And I mean, if you don't have this thing, goosenecked right on top of the gauge, the one that's in there now, you can't see anything. It's almost useless. So I decided I wanted another gooseneck light. Now this again is around $30, but again, it also has a USB port. So this other one here is going to be in the back of the boat on top of the fridge. This is a small boat. It's a 32-foot Tongwa Senator. So it's not a huge boat. So this will be at the back of the boat over the fridge, USB charger. This will be at the front of the boat over the helm, another USB charger. And I already have 2 other USB chargers at the helm. I want a lot of USB chargers everywhere. Never have enough USB chargers. So let's power this one up. Let's see here. Again, black is positive, which is a little weird, but whatever. Okay, that's pretty nice. Now this is all actually an actual touch. So that's red. You can see red. That's very dim. Now there's no brightness controls for the red light, but for the white light it just toggles through three different brightness. So it's off, dim, medium, bright, red. Pretty good. And this has like a rubber coating on it right here. So it's pretty, I'm impressed with it. Let me put on bright here. Oops. 3, okay. Well, that's pretty bright. I will definitely be able to use that at the helm. Much better than the other one. And I really like this touch thing. Okay. Alright. So, product info. Made in China. And I'll put links to all this stuff. Flexible gooseneck LED lamp. Alright, this is the salon lights. They're behind some wood trim up in the upper ceiling area. And this is the linkable LED 12 volt. Actually, they're 12 volt or 120 volt AC, because obviously you have a let's turn this around, power supply that is, the input is 100 volts to 240 AC, or 50 or 60. So these are pretty, variable as far as input voltage, and the output is 12 volts 3 amps. Alright, so then it comes with all this hardware and these extra pieces of tape and mounting clips and extension cords and a dimmer and an on-off light. So I've already got, this is like the third kit that I bought. I think it's about 50 bucks, and I've already installed I think 9 of these in various areas, but I needed 2 more. So what I did is I just got an extra 6-pack kit, and then I may use the other 4 for various other areas that I'm not even sure, or just spares. But the kit itself is extremely complete. I mean, it shows all the stuff that it comes with. Zip ties, clips, dimmer. There's a switch in there somewhere. But I think it came even with more things than it said it would come with. Power supply, cable ties that are adhesive. Here you've got the lights, and they're pretty good quality. There's 3 of them, and then they're connected with the ends, and you can link them together. Here are the plastic mounting clips, so each one takes 1 screw, and then they just snap up in there, and you can remove them. Once you get them in, you can actually just kind of pull on them and remove them. You only need really 2 per light. I have an on-off switch. Alright, so that's just an on-off switch. But if you want to dim it, you can plug this in. And then this is a rotary dial to dim it, and the dimming function works pretty good. These are wire clips. A little bit funky to use, but they work. Alright, and then these are various extensions. Like I have some that are running down the trim on the upper part of the, the outboard edges of the salon, but then I have it going into a cabinet, down through the edge of the cabinet, and then under the sink. So I needed one of these to extend that where there are no lights linked to get to the cabinet before I started routing lights. And so they give you, several of these. Got some screws and some more of that. So I'm very, very happy with these lights. Let's see the model number. Under cabinet LED lighting, warm white. They also have daylight. So this is the 6-bar kit. I think it was $50 or $59. Alright, so these are the old school lights. They're all dirty in there. They do have a switch. They've got those old school bulbs. Taking this one down, and then we're going to install the ones that I covered. So I just wanted to show what was in here, how dim it was up here. Dingy and dim, and you know, not great. Alright, got these little lights installed. They went on pretty easy. They actually have a machined ring, mounting ring, and then there's a little Allen set screw. Let me put it on the bright light. Little Allen set screw right there. Now, I think normally that set screw would want to be down, but that would have put the USB charging port on the outboard side. I didn't want to do that, so I just set it so that the switch is inboard right here, and the USB is down, so I'll build like a little holder right here for your phones, or maybe a tablet mount right here, and run it off that USB. So again, you can hold it down and it will dim. It dims quite good. Hold it down again and brightens up, and then the back of the switch turns it red, and of course the red can be dimmed as well. So overall, pretty happy with these little lights. Certainly was a lot better than those terrible incandescent, almost automotive bulb lights. And then of course this moves in any direction. Excuse the boat. Obviously it still needs lots of work. Alright, so here is the gooseneck light that I put over the engine gauges, cockpit panel, whatever you want to call it. And it has a USB there that I can use. I already got one there, also a double, but you can never have too many USBs. And again, it has this button, goes to red, which the red is extremely dim. It's hard to tell. I mean, the camera picks it up pretty good, but it is very, very dim. It would be perfect if you're actually navigating at night. I mean, takes a second for your eyes to get used to it, to get to see the gauges. You can see them. I'm looking at my phone and you can see them fine, but you know, and you can move this around if you need to see any individual gauge or back it up a little bit. So it's pretty good. And then let's see, find the end. Okay, that's full bright. And this piece turns wherever you need it. You can go over to my generator panel, and again, off, low, full bright, red. Man, this camera works pretty good. So I really like this. Let me turn the main lights on. Alright, so I really like it. You can obviously adjust it a million different ways how you want it. But works good. And here are my, so there's an old light, there's a new light, there's an old light, there's a new light. Let's see something here. Turn that one off. Turn this one off back here. Turn this one to red. This one to red. And then we'll turn these other ones off. Whoops. Okay. So, and then we'll turn this one to red for the gauges. Alright. Pretty good. pretty happy with it. Now, let's turn this one back on. All bright. Whoops. That's the one thing about the touch switch. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Okay. Now these are the, they're under cabinet lights really, but let's see if I can find them here. These right here. These lights that I showed you earlier. I can find one. So that's these lights right here. Are those lights. And then under the sink, I need to put one more under the sink, and then there's one fluorescent still above the door, but everything to the left of that and then all the way down is these lights. And right under here is the control. So, and then you can see it dims pretty far down and it goes bright. So, and then you can see all those lights down there. Pretty easy to install, very low profile. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, 6 on the end. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that side. So I'm going to add one more right there, and there's one over here. I'm going to add one over here, and they're already ran, so it's going to be very easy. I just got to take that other one down and then plug them in. That'll be it. So, all right.